again for a new video. This time I chose to do the top 15 favorite coloring pages that I colored like all time. This tag was started by Shel from Shel's coloring journey. I do believe that that's her channel. I will put her details on screen, and I also put it in the description box. Yeah, so I decided to do a video like this because I'm not gonna put out a finished pages video for April, and that's because I haven't colored enough to really make a video. I only colored 4 pages this month, so I decided to do in May a finished coloring video for April and May, because then I have a little bit more to show you guys. So instead I was like, you know what, then I'm just gonna do the top 15 video, because then I can still show you things that I have colored over 4 years, I think now. Yeah, I've been coloring for 4 years now, and I've been doing YouTube for 2. So on and off. YouTube is on and off. But yeah, coloring hasn't really been on and off. So I've been doing that for 4 years now. And I do think that I'm going to show you maybe some work that you've never seen before. This is like a very small selection of what I chose. Yeah, I'm just going to clean this one up. And then I'll be back and we're going to have a look at all the pages that I picked. So the first thing that I will say is that I picked these pages in no particular order. I like them all for different reasons usually, but it's not like that this is like my number 15 and that we go down to number 1 or something like that. You know, they are, I can't really choose which one I like better when it comes to these pages. And by the end I also have 3 honorary mentions. I have to show them. I could not leave them out, but then I would have like more than 15, so that's why. So the first one I want to show you, this is actually a pretty recent one. I colored this one last November. It's by Herb Leonard from the book Dragon Fun. I always forget the title. It's a very easy title, but I always want to say Fun with Dragons, but it's Dragon Fun. Yeah, I colored this one with my Pablos, and in the background I do believe it's alcohol markers, and the rest is all pencil and some metallic paint pens I used, and that's it. And yeah, I really like the color combination on this page, you know. So the background, I used a little bit more like blue colors, you know, to really put it in the background. But, you know, here in the front, I used like it's really bright purple, really nice yellows, orange, you know. So I really like the color palette of this page. Yeah, so that's why I picked this one. And I like the fairy over here. There's even some glitter on it. I don't know if you can see it on camera. A little bit, but not really, you know. That's some really nice, I believe I used those sparkle pens from Spectrum Noir. I really like those. So yeah, that's the first one. So the second one is in this book, Birds in the Forest by Denise Cletton. Now, I adore her work. Really, I love her work. I love coloring in these books. I don't do it nearly enough. I want to color a lot more in these books, but you know, I have a lot of books and I think that they all deserve love. And then suddenly it's 2 years, you're 2 years on, and you find out that the last time that you colored in this book was 2 years ago. That's not quite the case with this one. It's not 2 years yet, but we're heading towards it, because I colored this one in December of 2024, And I have colored another one, but it's even older. It doesn't even have a date. So this is like extremely early work, this one. But I have date here. And I love this page, really. Even though the background is a bit streaky, what I really like about it is that I did some work with my Faber-Castell Pit pens. I've got the brush pens, and I really like those markers. I really do. But I do struggle a little bit with working with them, and I found actually out that they work really nicely on this paper, especially if you combine it with just a touch of pencil. Not a lot, there's not a lot of pencil on this one, just for the shading a little bit, that's it. And the background, that's alcohol markers, but the rest is bit pens. So yeah, I was really pleased with how this one came out, and I finally found a book where you can work with bit pens in. And I also really liked stamps in the background, give it a little bit more of that wintry, festive feel to it. And yeah, it's just a very cute page. So that's why I picked this one. So then Joanna Bashford. With this page. I colored this one also in 2024. I'm gonna show you probably a lot of pictures from 2024 because that's the year I colored a lot, like a lot. So most of them will come probably from 2024. Also December. Yeah. So what I really like about this page, I didn't even mention the artist, right? Joanna Bashford, Magical Worlds. Totally forgot. But what I really like about this one is I added an entire background with mountains and a moon. So I basically filled up the picture a little bit more because the original drawing is just these trees, some plants, and the castle with the lake in front of it. And I thought it was, it was just like floating in the air. And I didn't really like it. I wanted to give it a little bit more foundation. So I put in those mountains in the background. And I really like how I did the light, the highlights and everything. I really like my water with the fish. Yeah, it's like a very I almost want to say a little bit gloomy, but I like that in this case. The background is done with watercolor pencils. Can't remember which one anymore. The foreground is done with polychromos. Yeah. And here you can see, maybe, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but maybe if I bring it a little bit closer to the camera, but you can see that my cat scratched the page. So there's like this indent of my cat's nails. So that's a little bit of a shame, but at the same time, well, that's what you will have if you own cats. So yeah, that's the third one. The fourth one is Christoph Vogels, Ausmalgeise der verwunschenen Welt. And I picked this one. It's also a very old page because I didn't even date it back then. Like very early coloring of mine. I didn't really date anything. And I love this page, absolutely love it. And I think I colored this in April of 2024, I think. I colored it back then, but I'm not sure. And I absolutely love this page. Absolutely adore it. I really like the color combinations. I colored it with my color softs. I can remember that I got this book for my birthday with the color softs pencils, so that's why I colored them with Color Softs. And yeah, it's a very, very fun page. Really like it. And again, it's one of these books. I love this book, but I haven't really colored in it that much. I also colored the other side, you know, for a small image. I also really like that one's also colored with my Color Softs. But yeah, I love the mushroom, how I did that. Color combinations, you know, with the yellow and the pink and the green. So yeah, love that. So that's by Crystal Vogels. And then we have Tomic Love Tomic with Sprookjesbos. So I've got the Dutch version by Mus, and that's single-sided, and that's one thing of this book that I really, really love. And the other one, Dromenvanger, isn't single-sided, it's double-sided. This one is single-sided, as you can see, and I really like that. Yeah, so this one, also very early work. I didn't even date it when I finished it, as you can see. I think that this one's like by the end of 2023, something like that I finished this one. I can't really remember, to be honest. Very early work, and I'm very proud of my hedgehog. I love my hedgehog in this page. I also really like my mushrooms. I put some glittery watercolors on it, and also lots and lots of gold. But yeah, I really like it, and I colored this one with different kinds of pencils. Prisma. Let me see. I used my Prismas. I used my Color Softs. Did I use my... No. I did not own them yet. And I used my Arctics, I believe. I can remember that I colored these plants over here with my Arctics. So, yeah. It's been such a long time. I can't really remember, but still, you know. Yeah, really like what I did, especially because it's such early work, you know. I did, you know, a pretty good job, I think, for early work. And of course, you know, some gold watercolors, I think. Yeah, gold watercolors. So that's Sprookjesbos by Tomic Love Tomic. And then I've shown this page multiple times. I'm just gonna reset the camera a little bit, guys, because it's a little bit low. Yeah, that's better. I've shown this page a couple of times, you know, from Selena Vanich, Tales and Myths. It's like 4 books in one. I absolutely hate the paper in this book. You can work with markers on it, but it bleeds like crazy. Doesn't matter if you work with an alcohol marker or water-based marker, you know, expect it to bleed. Pencils just don't like this paper, absolutely not. So I've colored this one when it comes to pencil work with my luminance, and my luminance pencils are like fabulous. And the fact that I could get these kind of gradients, it shows you how extremely good this pencil is, because this paper, it's bad. It's bad. It's worse than Amazon paper, I think. That's also the reason why I don't really color that much in this book. I don't enjoy it. You're always fighting the paper, and it doesn't really matter what kind of art supply you use. So the fact that I got this result on this kind of paper makes me extremely proud of the end results. I absolutely love her rope, and I love the fact that like the black letter that I did here. I've been trying to recreate this, and I haven't been really successful till now, but I love that. I did it over here, and for some reason I can't recreate it anymore, but we'll keep trying because I did it once, so I can do it again, I think. I love my green dragon, so yeah, love this page, really proud of it, how it came out. I don't think that I will color that much in this book anymore because of the paper. I am thinking about rebuying some of the books that are in this book on Amazon paper, because then I actually have better paper, believe it or not. Usually we complain about the paper from Amazon because it is bad, but it's not as bad as this one. So I am actually thinking about rebuying this book on better paper, and the Goddess book, and maybe this one, but I'm not sure yet. But this one and this one, yeah, I'm thinking about rebuying that on Amazon paper, because then I actually have better paper. So then we have Maria Trolle, but not my project book. It's another book by Maria Trolle, Droomreis. And I haven't really colored that much in this book, but I do have a page that I colored that I absolutely adore, and that's this one. This one is also done with my color softs, what I can remember. I do believe I colored this one with my color softs. Yeah, so I colored this one in 2025, January 2025, so a little bit more than a year ago, and yeah, I absolutely love it. I love how I did my flowers. The only thing that would change are my butterflies. I don't really like the fact that I colored them red. Maybe, I should have done this one like purple. And this one is red. It's actually okay, but yeah, I don't know. But I absolutely adore it. It took me a while actually to do it this way, but I really like it. And it's just pencil, and that's it. I've only used pencils and nothing else. So there's not that much I can tell you about this page, except that I really like it. And I really like the color combination of it. And yeah. So that's Maria Trolle, Droomreis. Next one, Any Day. So again, a book I haven't really colored in, even though I absolutely adore this book. I only colored one page in it, and I have made plans to color other pages, but I haven't. This is also a page from 2025, January. And what I really like about this one is also the color combination, and that's something that you will hear a lot. Usually, I like pages that have a very cohesive look, like the colors are made for each other, And in this case, I really wanted to create like a bedroom that I would really like, even though some of the things that I've done are not very practical, like a wooden floor in a bedroom. I don't know, I wouldn't go for it in real life, but it does look cool, I think. So I kept it very simplistic when it comes to the colors, very muted, very calm. But I think, that's what this book is about, a little bit, cozy and easy living. And I really like how I did the light effects over here. And I like my little painting. And I colored this one with Prismas, because on Amazon paper I like to color with Prismas. I get the best results with my Prismas. So yeah, I really like this one. That's Any Days, a soft living coloring book. Then, this is also a pretty recent one, from Tales from the Witcher's Cottage by Hannah Carlson. I love this book. I colored more than one page actually in this one. Let me see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, at least 3 pages. I thought I colored 4 in it, but at least 3 pages. Yeah, of course, this is number 4. So yeah, this one. I colored this one October last year, yeah, in 2025, for Halloween, and I did the entire page with just my coloring pencils, the Albrecht Dürer by Faber-Castell, and some shiny gel pen. If you can see it glittering, I'm trying. Yeah, there you go. And that's it. And I absolutely adore this page. I love my copper pens. I think they came out really nicely. I love my fairy dragon spirits, fiery spirits. What are they? You know, I really like it. I love my oven. I love the little cabin of, what do you call it? Closet that you hang on a wall. I don't know what you call it in English. You know, and the little cat over here. And yeah, I absolutely adore this page. I was really, really, really proud when I was done. How well everything went. Yeah, I will probably do another page like this with just Albrecht Dürer and a little bit of gel pen, and that's it, because I really like the effects of it. So really proud of it. Still am. It's not like it's a pretty recent page, but still, you know, proud. And then we have a Mythographic. I don't color that much in Mythographics, and that's because usually I think they're quite overwhelming. I have this like hate-love relationship with Mythographic. Mythographic were actually my first coloring books. I bought 2 Mythographics like way in the beginning. They were my very, very first books. It was like Animals and Imagine by Kattenbang, Joseph Kattenbang. And you know, when I saw those books for the very first time, I was absolutely amazed by it. I was like, oh wow, that's gorgeous. I can't believe that something like this exists. And I was really like a huge fan of it. Then I started coloring it and I was completely overwhelmed by it. I still have that sometimes with my Mythographics. But I do have to say, every time I color in a Mythographic, you know, I don't think it's that intimidating anymore as it was like earlier on in my coloring journey. Anyways, I colored this one. I finished this one in October 2025, but this has been a whip for an extremely long time. I think for at least a year. That I didn't finish it. I colored back then just the face of the troll and her hair, you know, and some branches and some leaves, and that's it. And I just stopped. I didn't know what to do with her eyes. I didn't know what to do with the sky and with the vortex that's opening up here. You know, I did not know what to do with it, and I just stopped. And eventually I was like flipping through this book, and I saw this whip back then, and I was like, okay, now I need to finish it, and I did, and I'm really pleased with the end results. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad. Here we also have some shiny stuff. Yeah, I like it. Again, very simplistic color palette. We just have browns, blues, grays, purples, and greens and grays. Oh, I believe I already said grays. And that's it, you know. You don't have that much different kinds of colors. But I like that, you know. I don't really like a color explosion on my page. I don't like that. So, yeah, even though I was like struggling with this page when it came to inspiration and all of that, when it was done, I was pleased with it. And that just shows you, you know, sometimes you just have to put a coloring book away. If you don't know how to proceed something, just put that page away, start doing something else, and eventually it will come to you, you know, the ideas will come to you. So, yeah. So that's Mythographic, Fairy Wonderland by Fabiana Athanasiou. Then we have another Hannah Carlson, Gudule. Yeah, this is an absolute fantastic Christmas book. And last Christmas, yes, 2025, I colored these sweet little mices, and I wanted to do a Christmas palette that wasn't like looking like very traditional Christmas, but would still be considered Christmassy. So yeah, that's a lot of contradictions in itself. And then I found this palette in a palette book that I own. It's a Japanese palette book. And I saw this palette and I was like, yeah, let me try this. And I really like how it came out. So the background, that's oil pastel. And the rest, I believe I did with my Polychromos pencils. And then we also have some kind of glittery gel pen. I can't remember which brand I used for it, but yeah. And some white pink pen. I really like it. Some gold. And I really like how it came out. I think it's very cute. You know, and it's not like Christmassy, and at the same time it's still Christmas, you know, because of the green and the red. But yeah, really like this page. Next, it's Story of Precious Cats by Naoko Neko. I bought this book in December of 2025. So this is also a page that I actually finished in January of this year. And I'm really proud of it. Is it like fully on screen? Yeah. So what I'm really proud of is because this page contains a whole lot of snow. And when I started this page, I was like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to tackle all of that snow. But I did. And I really like the end result. It really gives a snowy effect. You know, it's coloring snow can be, you know, quite intimidating because, you know, snow is white, but then you really start looking at snow and then you figure out, oh no, it's not actually white. It reflects every color in its neighborhood. You know, it reflects the colors of light, basically. So yeah, once I figured that one out, I could finally start coloring this page, and really pleased with the end results. Really like it. Really like how I did the clothing of the cats. The cats themselves, you know, how I colored those. Really like my house. So there are a lot of things that I like about it. And it took me a while to finish it, but it was doable, I think. Doable. The snow actually took most time, to be honest. That took me a long time to color all of the snow. And I believe I colored this one with my polychromos. Yes, I colored this one with polychromos, and that's it. Didn't use didn't base it or anything like that. Just pencil, and that's it. Layering a lot of pencil. Then a frog's tail. This is a very, very extremely recent page, but I wanted to include it because of the fact that, first of all, this has been a book that's been an uncolored book for such a long time. I mean, I own this book for I think almost 2 years now, and I still hadn't colored in it. So eventually I was like, okay, now I'm gonna color in it. But usually when I have that, sometimes, you know, those pages just don't turn out that great, and that's because I put like a lot of pressure on getting a page done in it. And in this case, I just had a lot of inspiration for the page that I colored, and it's this one, and I really like how it came out. First of all, I love my snail. I love the snail. I also wrote down the color combinations that I used. It's Amazon printed, so I'm only going to color with my Prismacolors in this book. So that's going to be very easy. So I write down the color combination for the snail, so I can color it again the exact same way. Mr. Fogarty, I don't know. I do like it, but maybe I'm gonna use some other green colors to experiment with it. But in this case, I do like it. But what I absolutely love about this page, that's the yellow and blue colors. You know, I really like that with my bright sky and, you know, the clouds in it. And, you know, I just really, really love the color palette of this page. It's so nice and bright, and yeah, love it. So very recent page, but it deserves a spot in the top 15, you know. Then let me see how many books left. Only 2, I believe, and then we go to the honorary mentions. So another page that I really, really love that I colored is in I did wrote it down. Field Mouse Honorary Journey Sketch by Tomic Makiko. Do I pronounce that correctly? Probably not. I did this one in November last year. Yeah, I really like the simplicity of this page. I love my mouse, how I did my mouse. And again, you know, I wrote down the color combinations. I used my luminance pencils for this page. For the background, it's also, I believe, luminance. Yeah, it's also luminance. And I don't know, I just really, really like this page and how it ended up. And I love my leaves, you know, those color combinations for the fall leaves. Really like it. And really enjoyed coloring it. And again, not that much to say. Didn't use an underpainting or anything like that. Just pencils and a lot of layers. Yeah, I did really, really like this page. And then the final one of the top 15 is in her crystal book by Kate O'Hara. So I've got the Dutch version of it. And then it's called Edelstenen en Mineralen. I believe the English version, I can actually look it up over here, is called Crystal Coloring. So yeah, this is a very pretty book. Again, I haven't really colored in it. You know, they're very pretty pages. They do take up a lot of time, you know, if you want to color them. They're pretty detailed. And because of that, and my large coloring book collection. I usually, I have something else, that I pick to color. And at the moment, I'm really working on all my uncolored books, to color in those. So, all of the books that I owned for a longer time, I'm not coloring in them, which is such a waste. That's also the reason why I'm really trying to do a very low buy this year. How is that going for me? Not that great, to be honest, but we will talk about that in another video, probably. I am actually thinking about showing you guys what I bought till now. And also, just show to myself that I really don't need to buy that much anymore. Anyways, this page. I colored this page with... I colored it with my Chroma Flows. Yes. And why I picked this page is because I really like how I did the window over here. How do you call it? In English. Anyways, you have like all this colored glass. I can't remember the name. How you call a window like this. If I remember, I will put it again in the screen. But I really like, again, the color palette. I like the fact that my golden rings actually came out pretty okay. It was the very first time that I colored gold. Instead of using a gold paint pen or something like that, I actually tried to create the effect of gold on these rings, and I really like how I did that. And yeah, I like the color palette. It's again very simple. We have those fiery colors. We have a lot of greens and then a little bit of purple. We do have a little bit of gold down here. You guys can hardly see it. Let me zoom out a bit. Like that. That's better, I think. So yeah, I really like how I did that. And it took me a long time for finishing this page. And I colored this one in September of 2024. So almost 2 years ago. And that's the last time that I colored in this book. As you can see, I mean, it's such a waste. I have beautiful books, and I don't color in them enough. Why? Because time. I don't have time to color in all of those books at the same time. I would love to, but I can't. And then my honorary mentions. I have 3 of them. That I wanted to show you because I really like them, but I did not put them in my top 15 because I liked the pages that I showed you just a bit more than these 3, but still I do think that they are lovely. The first one is in Mijn Reise door Afrika by Rita Berman. And it's this page from, I believe we're in Kenya. Yeah, we're in Kenya. I really like this page. I did the entire page with Inktense. And I just really like how it came out. I like my background. Usually I have a lot of problems with my Inktense when it comes to big spaces, coloring big spaces. It becomes extremely streaky, and it did it in this case. I really like how it ended up. Yeah, it has like a lot of depth, and that's something that I really like. So, and there's not that much I can tell you about this page. Do have a little bit of gold here, some gold paint pens. And also over here, let's see, And that's it. I can't really show you that much more or tell you that much more about this page. As you can hear, I don't like to use a lot of different mediums on one and the same page. Usually I pick pencils or a watercolor. You know, at the most I will combine like 2 different kind of mediums on one page. Sometimes 3, but that's when I'm in a very like crazy mood. So this is another honorary mention. Again, Circle of Life by Melpomene Jetsi Pana Geo 2. I think something like that. She has, for me as a Dutch person, a very difficult name. Anyways, her books are gorgeous, by the way. And I colored this one in August of 2024 with watercolors in the backgrounds, my chroma flows as pencils, and I can't really remember what I used on the pearls and the fishes because they are shiny, but I can't really remember what I used for it. I don't know, something, I don't know, maybe some kind of watercolor or something like that. I can't remember, but I do like this one. What I did is I used the colors that I used on the jellyfish over here. I used it on the flowers over here, and the colors that I used on this jellyfish I used on the flowers over here. So I do like that. It took me a very long time to finish this one because of all of the tentacles and of the very small leaves. And so when I was done with that, I still had to color a lot of these fishes, and I can't remember that I was like, I'm not gonna even bother with it. They're all going to get the exact same color, and we're just gonna put some glitter on top of it and be done with it. Because I was done with this page, but I still like how it came out. So yeah. The last one, that's a recent one that I colored, and that's in Wildflower Folk by Christine Karen, and it's this one. I colored this one in January of 2026, and the reason why I picked this one is, well, I like what I did, of course. But I do like the color combination. But what I really like about it is this book is so extremely intimidating to me. And when I was done with this page, that intimidation was completely gone. And I really like her books these days. I really want to color in this book again. I also bought her a little folk book that I really want to color in. Again, time, that's a problem, but I really like the color combination. I really like her eyes. I made them green, and they are really like green. I don't know if you guys can see it, but look, her eyes are green. And I like her color, her hair color combination. Really like that. I colored this one with polychromos pencils. Yeah. And I do think that I could have done a little bit more layering. Believe me, there are a lot of layers on this paper already. But this paper could take, I think, a lot more layers than I already put on it. Which is actually a sign of that it's pretty good paper. You know, the fact that you can keep layering on top of it. But yeah. Still, very, it's a pretty book, and it's a really nice page. So, those were all of the pages that I wanted to show you. I hope you enjoyed it, watching all of my favorite coloring pages. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. I do hope that I can maybe make another video this week. We will see. But you know, until then, I hope you have a lot of coloring fun. And if you like this video, please leave a like, leave a comment in the comment section. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.